This is Rick Bowness, and you're listening to Missin Curfew.
What's Missin Curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
Fellas, coming at you from Luxury Auto Collection, this is Missin Curfew. And before we start snapping around, let's not forget, this show is always presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Oh, the Up Dog and our boy Richie fella, we're in your backyard. Yeah. Luxury Auto Collection. It smells rich in here, doesn't it?
Ooh, baby.
It smells nice and lush.
First off, I'm happy to have you guys in Scottsdale. It's a nice treat to have you on my home soil.
Yeah.
And the friendly confines of Luxury Auto Collection.
This is friendly.
Isn't it?
This is nice.
I miss it here. But if I found this place while I played here, I'd have no more money.
I was honestly thinking
I'd have a couple good stories for the boys, but
right.
This is it's nice to be here, Richie. I flew in, and one thing about this fella tour different than the others is we're not doing this podcast stung. We usually come in the night before.
That is true.
And we have a nice time. We see our sponsors. We have dinner. We do this thing, and then we put it together in the morning. This is a little different. We're fresh. We get a nice couple days here together. And
every fellow tour we go on, and I talk to the production boys, Casey and Ice Pick. I'm like, think of what time will be a good time to do the show where I'm not hurting. 1 o'clock in Buffalo. And what did you boys say? I need 8 shots of Jamie. I can't talk on that show. You guys lugged the bill. Thank you for that.
Yeah, when you have your shades on at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock start, it's trouble.
So maybe the Up Dog's onto something here. Maybe when we touch down on the fellow tour, we do the show. And then we don't have to just show up.
The early bird back.
But you don't get jumps out of your closet, goddamn magic show. But you don't get hungover.
No, it's just that's just a special gene that I carry though. Yeah. It's something from Newfoundland.
Exactly.
Is this that's real? You don't get hungover?
No, don't get hungover.
If you never stop,
I guess you never fucked it shit faced on it.
Listen, I've had numerous days waking up and maybe I'm like, it's a headache, but it's never to the point where it's full paralyzing or it's like, hate the world or worry about everything. Some of the things that really hangovers hit, I can just snap out.
My hang.
Fuck. Yeah. Like you've never had a day sitting on the couch on a Sunday where you have to take a Xanny and...
No, that's every Sunday for you, but that's every Sunday.
No, it's a blessing.
I often think about you boys though after a fellow tour or whatever, and that you both got to go home to your kids. I'm like, I can already take care of myself after a fellow tour. Like if I had two daughters and a son, I'm like, they'd be on their own, or my wife or girlfriend McNamara would have to really step up and work the mail.
Yeah, it's not easy some days, let's be honest. I mean, tomorrow's not going to be perfect. I have a feeling that you're getting some cocktails here, but
it's a full stack of responsibility is what it is.
Yeah, you do need to lean on your wife or your girlfriend, your significant other, that's for sure. So, and maybe a little mimosa in the morning that gets you through.
Guy I sat with on the bird today, big burly boy. When he saw me coming, he probably thought, oh boy.
Not him. Anybody but him.
I think he banged down. Short flight is Scottsdale. I think he banged down maybe 4 Bloody Marys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, this is a city
before we took off.
This is one of the cities that we have where you're drinking on the bird to come in. Because when you get here, you're in a pretty good mood. You usually come in here for something.
You want to hit the ground running, eh?
Yeah, especially the northerners coming down, like our Canadian listeners and our friends from Alberta specifically. Mm-hmm. A lot of Scottsdale peeps coming down for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's hot.
Good Alberta people come down here, BC.
Absolutely.
I mean, in a couple of weeks for the wasted management, there will be a ton of drunk Canadians.
Oh, for sure.
For
sure. I mean, you'll meet a few today.
Yeah,
I would bet.
A couple good Alberta Royal Energy guys, eh?
Drinking Crown all day.
Yeah. Have a dart outside. You were in the car game a little bit. I remember back in the day. You were like the first guy to have the BMW i something or other.
I8.
Yeah. You made a little you kind of flipped that car, didn't you?
Yeah. No, I kept it for like 3 or 4 years, and I actually sold it to the French D-man that played for the Ducks at the time, Simon.
Not
the D-man,
but I know you're.
No, yeah, Simone.
Yeah. I put it in San Diego for a little bit.
Yeah, so he ended up buying it off me, but it was one of the first maybe 5 cars off the lot for the i8 when they came out. I was a Beamer guy. Mm-hmm. I had an M3 when I played in Scottsdale. I bought Yoni Pitkinen's M6 when I got traded to Philly. And then bought my first Alpina 2011 that I kept. Well, there's my phone going off. And then I had a chance. Auto Nation was a big sponsor of the Florida Panthers. So one of their main guys was like, listen, our CEO or our founder ordered the wrong wheels on his car and it's showing up here. And I can basically sell it to whoever you want. We're like, do you want it? And I was just like, fuck yeah, here's 3 or 4 of my checks. Because it was, it wasn't cheap. And it was a sick car. It had the gull-wing doors. It was half electric, half gas at the time.
It was the BMW one, right?
It was the BMW.
Was it the i8?
It was the i8.
Yeah.
I8.
I just remember you were like one of the first guys to have it.
Yeah,
Because you kept, I think you kept saying, "Oh, stop." You know how many people got this car?
I don't know the fourth one. That might be number one. That's all doors.
We're going to have you guys for dinner. We'll pick you up. I'll talk.
Yeah, it's about 45,000 a tire.
Yeah. Then you had the Alpina, and my God, did you take good care of her? You had her for.
Loved her.
How many years did you have her for?
Just sold her to a porn star, actually. This guy showed up.
Porn stars only. That was the only sale he was going to make.
No, he came in. We had a long conversation. He drove in on a motorcycle from. He lived up in Hermosa Beach. Shout out to your old stomping grounds,
South Bay.
And French guy, good hair, leather jacket, and he came in my garage, looks around, he's like, so tell me about the car. And I'm like, buddy, I'm the only guy ever on the title. I love it. I love this fucking thing like it's my daughter, my girlfriend, and
Side piece.
but I was giving it away. I just needed some room in the garage, boys. It's like a little net in there, and we should stick handling and stuff until you get back in the game.
We should do a content piece on Upshaw's garage. I mean, you should see what he's got in this garage.
the shit in there.
It's just everything. I mean, you couldn't really fit. And to his credit, because he's organized. She's organized.
Yeah, she's got to be organized.
She's organized.
So but we finally got to the thing where I'm like, what do you do for a living? And he's like, he started to feel comfortable. He's like, I tell you what I do. He goes, I was in the male, I was in the adult entertainment business for 20 years. And I'm like, what? And I go, no wonder I recognize you.
I knew you
know you. And then
I'm usually looking at the girl, but
which was
take a look for you.
I mean, if he does have a nice rope, you're like, I guess you would.
While we're on the topic of the garage, I had just cleared out a bunch of my old stuff, and guess what I found? I found a stack of old DVDs. So I went, dude, give me.
Smash those with a rock.
No, but I'm laughing now, and I go, dude, I totally know who you are. And then I'm like, give me a minute. I get this stack of DVDs.
Shut up.
And I show him this, and he starts going through them. He's like, oh, I had a good scene with this one. And I'm like, dude, I couldn't think of a better guy I'm going to sell my Alpina to. Like, we have so much in common. So
that seems like a good car for a porn star, doesn't it? I don't know, big back seat.
Yeah, so good guy. He hasn't
You might see that in the next film.
Worst case scenario, just pull over, you can shoot a scene in there for sure. There's a little leg in there. Put the seats up.
The old bang bus.
Yeah. No, but when you sell something to someone, you feel the responsibility as soon as he buys it and leaves that, nothing happens to it, right?
Yeah.
And he called me like 2 weeks later. He's like, dude, I love the car. I love it. I'm
Does
like,
he
well,
love
no
not
shit,
having-
it's a great car.
Does he love not having Bluetooth in that bad
No,
boy?
the Bluetooth's a little mangle. I told him that.
No backup cam either in that bad boy, is
Oh,
there?
there's a backup camera.
Is there?
Yeah,
she's
there's
probably a little
backup
blurry,
camera.
though.
Remember I pulled up, I'm like, oops, how's the rear end look, fella?
No, that car's still on the outside to the day you sold it to the
it's nice,
French
nice
porn
car.
star. I'm sure you told me that, but you kept it in great shape.
Yeah, thanks.
Richie, I remember obviously your first whip was the Denali. Never forget the white Denali.
I still
I
have
had
it.
a white Denali.
You
That
still
was the
got
first
it?
thing I bought.
I still have it. I still have it.
About an 03, Rich.
I have an 04.
No way.
I have an 04, and my dad still drives it.
Yeah,
No
good
way.
for
He
you.
still has it. It's
In
still,
Belleville?
It's in Belleville.
Yeah.
Goes around
Wow.
still. He drives
Man.
it. He won't drive in the winter, which is the funniest thing. He parks it in the garage in the winter and then drives it in the summer.
Does it still smell like weed in there?
I mean, among other things.
The old one jammer we used to have in that thing? Pull over,
Yeah,
doc.
there's some stuff that fell down in some crevices too. But I had that, and I've had a couple old ones.
What about when you got to the league? Were you a sports car guy when you got to the league?
The only real sports cars I had a 1967 Mercedes Pagoda, like an old. I fixed it up in Vancouver.
No.
Really classic, 2-seater, really cool car. And I sold that, and then I had a Bentley GT, and I actually sold it to Johnny not long ago. But
Nice.
yeah, I just try to stick to my Yukons. I like them. That's what I drive pretty much every day.
Room, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we get the kids to
Something
bed.
up in.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't fit in.
You never.
I can't fit in 3/4 of the cars in here, maybe more. 90% of the cars I can't fit in.
I could get you in a nice Rolls.
I almost had a hard time getting in that Lambo SUV back there. I was saying, oh God, don't cramp up. But we're going to talk to Johnny here as the show rolls on. But Richie, obviously, you made the connection here, and to come here and see the property. I knew it was a National League setup, but Johnny and his brother Chris are team guys. But I mean, when you're here and you actually see it, it's like, wow, this is next level at Luxury Auto Collection.
Yeah, it's kind of eye-opening, right? Yeah. Come in here, like almost like in shock of how many cars and how many beautiful cars, and dealing with Johnny, like getting to know Johnny over the last like 3 or 4 years has been like just the best. He's the biggest beauty. His brother's great, nicest guy, honest. He's my golf partner in most events we play. So we have a lot of fun, but his cars are awesome, and he'd take care of you no matter what.
There's so many colors in here.
Yeah. Is it?
The colors and the paint. Yeah, the smell of gas.
And you need the cut of green to get them all.
The spoilers, some are lifted, some are really low. This Porsche GTS behind me is absolutely sick.
Sick.
The other one over there that looks like a Singer, but it's a special edition. Johnny was saying, I think they only made 100 of them. It's like a touring edition. We're going to highlight that on the social media. It's so beautiful. I sent my dad a picture of this one. He's always been looking for a mid-50s GMC, like old school with the wooden back, the wooden, the back of it. And I sent him that. He's like, that's a Chevy the way. It's not GMC.
Yeah, GMC.
Well, it's a GMC. He's a GMC.
Some of these old guys are just stuck in
that old.
He wants the one from like Dazed and Confused that many drives around.
He loves
that truck.
Yeah, mid-50s.
Panel in the back.
Power. Put the cooler, lawn chairs in the back.
Yeah.
I want to be that guy.
Right.
Yeah, and then the Sprinter van collection here. We've been Sprinter van guys. Bought my first one with loops back in 2007 or 2008.
Yeah.
And we lived that baby right up through Hollywood and back down to Coachella.
We drove that baby right
if that thing could talk out
up to Pebble Beach. Like we've had that thing going everywhere. The thing was I think it had 2 or 3 rookie parties.
Yeah.
The Leafs almost took it down forever. Like I'm sure they had the whole team on there. Loops had the whole team in there. Next thing, the TV's cracked, the wheels are all fucked up, and
I just remember
that was when we had to put her in retirement.
You took care of it more than Loops. I mean, I just chipped in with gas money, but I remember like the one thing that it was nice to have the bathroom on there, but the bathroom was like a hard thing to take care of. I remember we forgot to clear the bathroom, and it just stinks like piss and stuff like that.
In the middle of the summer,
maybe
it's good.
Get some bottles in there, or pull over. You don't need
kids. We've toured a bunch today, and I would say they're great if you got kids, because sometimes kids can just ruin a road trip, or if you're, or if you've been on the bottle of it, and you gotta.
No, that was an eye opening on the BS. I realize where we're at in life, but sometimes I forget, and we're looking at the sickest sprinters, and Updog looks in the one. He's like, this one's great for kids. I'm like, fuck. 15 years ago. He wouldn't have said that.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't.
That was the first thing that came out of his mouth.
Yeah. I'm curious though. Did you ever get you never really got a big whip?
No.
You liked your Escalades back in the day?
I did. I had the worst car on the Anaheim Ducks for 3/4 of the season. Shout out to John Paradise. He gave me an old
Paradise Motors.
Yeah, an old 5 Series BMW. I got voted worst car on the team, and at that moment I'm like, fuck, I can't be that guy. So I go out and buy that Escalade that and first day, Randy Carlisle. This is 3/4 of the season. This is almost fucking All-Star break. He sees my car and he's like, oh, new car, huh? Think you're an NHL guy now, buying a new car? I'm like, buddy, it's fucking February or January here. Like,
hey, Grumpy.
I need to buy. Yeah. Boys are all over me here. So I had the Escalade.
Yeah, I can't show up with Timu driving what he's driving. I get this.
I had the Escalade for a long time, Rich, and then the first sports car I bought, actually, shout out to the Fact Daddy. He had the white Porsche Panamera.
Oh, yeah. I remember you
in Denver. And I'm like, that is juice. And obviously, I wanted one in black. And I was like, fuck that. You don't mind if I get the same car as you in black, right? Because I just liked there was a little roomier. And so I drove that for a little bit. And then I went to a BMW 7 Series when I retired. A little more length, eh? And now I got an X6 SUV, which I love.
Yeah.
I'll never probably go back to a car again. But
you did a lot of work on that Panamera, by the way.
I did do a lot of work
on
the Panamera.
Yeah,
a lot.
Seeing a few valets and a few, hey, just keep the keys. Hey, this one, I'm seeing I ain't driving this one.
Dude, I'll never see you tomorrow. Me and Loops are heading up to Hollywood. That Panamera spent a lot of time on the 405. So we're going up one night. We're staying at the SLS in Beverly Hills there. So we're coming up La Cienega, and I got to make that left, right? I got to make that left into SLS. So I just give her, and boom, hit the bottom out. And the valet guys and the Lucha's like, nice play, Holmes. Hey, everyone in valet, people are looking at us like that. They're like, hey, buddy, obviously don't like your car very much, huh? I'm like, yeah, you guys might want to fix that curb. So
that is a tough turn to get into.
I had to miss it free. I was thirsty. Loops had to piss. I was thirsty. So, but yeah, the Panamera is nice to me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, it's great to be here, Richie. Thanks for this connection. We're going to talk to Johnny in a little bit, but we'll be right back at Missin Curfew. Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Boys, shout out to Richie's beautiful wife, Jess. Smart Sweets. How about these bad boys? Healthy.
Those look good.
3 grams of sugar, What is that? I mean, listen, little Sour Patch Kids here, boys.
But I got some wild berries going on here, like a Swedish berry almost.
I'm a sucker for a good Sour Patch. I'll tell
I'm
you
gonna
that.
eat these before my kids get a hold of them.
Would your kids?
My
Your
kids
kids?
get-
My nephews
yes,
would
my kids
devour
have such a
these.
sweet tooth, and thank God these only have 3 grams of sugar.
Right?
Yeah.
You could put a couple of these bags back.
But the
I would think.
packaging, they're going to be hooked on the packaging too. They're going to be like, Dad, can I color all over this? And I'll be like, just give me the candies.
Like, just eat the healthy candy.
Come
inside.
on, just give me the goddamn candies. Raspberry, strawberry, mixed berry. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plant-based.
And this one here is a straight up sour gummy worms.
That's your old gummy worm there.
Yeah, man.
That's your classic.
That's your
I'm
classic.
going to put a little Cialis in these things.
Well, I'm sure you could talk to the founder about that. Maybe that's the Updog line.
Yeah.
There we go.
2 for 1.
Yeah. Boys, get that guy Labatt Blue. Brought to you by Labatt. With Labatt, you can buy beer and get gear. Go to our website, snap a photo receipt, and upload it to gain points towards exclusive merch. Any size, any product, anywhere you're buying Labatt. Sign up at rewards.labattusa.com. We're about to go crush a lot of Labatt Blues at the car show here. But
Yes, we are.
Richie, you're dishing out too, fella. Who you dishing to?
Well, I think we all watched that game last night.
Oh.
And the Ducks Avs game. I mean, what a great game, first off. But Lucas Dostal, I think that's how you say his name, right? Dostal, is that it?
Dostal? Yeah.
Yeah. But he was kicking. He cost me a lot of money last night. I think we talked before. Kind of stung us all. So I got to get him a beer even though I don't want to. From It.
It's funny. Yeah, it's funny because we have the Missin Curfew team notes, and I was about to put him on the milk carton for bending me over, and Richie's like, give him a beer. I'm like, no, he probably deserves a beer. There's no reason to throw him on the milk. He played unbelievable. Yeah. When I knew we were in one, I was texting with the Updog and Graham DeWett. I had a partial full creamer. Updog had a full creamer going, and that back door on the Russian kid, Barbadov or whatever it was, when he hit the post, I texted the boys.
That's it.
I'm like, we're in one. I could just tell where the game was going.
Yeah.
But I mean, Dostal in the third period made 10 bell saves.
100%.
The one thing I want to talk to you boys about from the Avalanche perspective, because you guys know I watch lots of Avalanche games, and this is no disrespect to the Ducks. They were shorthanded. There was no Leo Carlson. Mason McTavish was a late scratch. No Troy Terry. They were undermanned going into Ball Arena, altitude. They hung in there. That was the Avalanche B game. Honestly, that was one of Nathan McKinnon's worst games of the year, which he never really has a bad game. He wasn't very good. Yeah. Ignatius wasn't very good. They were bobbling pucks. Makar even made some plays they doesn't normally do. But to the point being is, with their B game, they still got 40-some shots. Yeah. And they should have won that hockey game 6-1.
Do you think it's because they get handcuffed early and then they don't get that like early, lead or say like a good cookie right off the bat for McKinnon and then he kind of smells blood? Like that was the way it felt. And then Natushkin, he couldn't hold on to the puck. No, I don't know what was going on with him. It just seems to me like they're a team that usually gets off to a hot start in the game, and then they're all kind of feeling it, and then the altitude kicks in for the visiting team, and then they just go, holy shit, look at the speed these guys. Yeah. To your point, even with their B game and McKinnon off the score sheet, he still had a glorious opportunity in overtime to be the star, just to be the star of the night, which is only fitting. But it was your boy right there, Dostal, that basically stole the show.
Yeah, it's another great point by the Updog. And typically at Bowl Arena, as you guys know, they jump on teams. And I got to give the Ducks credit because the Avs were a little sleepy, maybe think it's going to be an easy game. Ducks came out and just kind of made it a little bit hard on them. And they just couldn't. To me, it was the first game that I've watched, and I haven't watched every Avs game, but I've probably watched 20 to 25 of them, where McKinnon looked disinterested.
Yeah,
I don't know if the Olympics are around the corner.
I was just going to say, like, I think it's the point of year where you're getting your mind's already at the Olympics.
Exactly.
You're at that year. It's like they've had such a good year, and it's like you get that little lull.
Exactly. That's what it looked like. The dog days is up.
The dog days, and you've had such a good year. It's not like they played bad, but they didn't play their game.
Yeah.
But it's just that point where they're probably going to have to hit the last couple, maybe the last 10 days. They haven't played their best.
Yeah, exactly.
So
no, they're now 3-3-2 in their last. What is that? 7?
Yeah, and that's they're playing every other day right now, basically. So yeah, but I changed to that lull, and then they're going to ramp it back up again in a couple weeks.
I'll tell you who's snake bitten on that team right now is Ross Full. He's got 26 games. He could have had fucking 4.
He's played really good though.
I know. I feel for him.
It's hard to say when you
want to throw a stick in the crowd.
Have you ever gone that long without a goal? I don't ever think it was.
I went 100. I went 101 or something.
You're a D-man and way different game. But even if you're just a forward,
I'm a D-man with a muffin.
I had 26ers.
I had one where I started the year and I didn't score for like first 20-some games, and I was ready to quit hockey.
Yeah,
especially at the start of the year. You're like, I'm in one.
Yeah, you talk
Is that
about
where you
wanting
walked
to
to
get
MSG when
that might have been that same year. I said I can't do this anymore.
When Martin told that. So to Lucas Dostal, get yourself a blue light. Richie, sorry, you got one more you're dishing, fella?
Yeah, I want to give another one to our friend of the show, Clayton Keller.
Yes.
There's got to be a client in here.
I mean,
We're gonna get Kells in here.
I mean, he's
almost that wall at Kells.
I mean, the kid's made a ton of dough, and he's about to sign another ticket here soon enough. But
Back up the Brinks truck.
and he loves a Porsche too. Kells, get in here, get yourself a nice
You
Porsche.
deserve it, Kells. Team USA.
But they were down 4-0 last night. He came back, tied it late. Kells scored the goal. I don't know, with maybe 10, 15 seconds left, and then he wins it in overtime, scores another goal, and he had an assist on a goal too. So he just played great. Proud of the kid, and get your ass in here, Kells.
Yeah, and get a blue light in you.
Hey, get a blue light.
Up dog, you dishing?
Yeah, I'm going to give one to Edmonton. I stick to the Oilers. I'm a big fan. Still listen to listen. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Nuge is a guy I got to know him pretty well. Around that town, he's a legend. He's been there forever. I think this is year 15 for him. Mm-hmm. He hit his 1,000th game the other night, and you could just tell by the fans and the way his teammates all acted. They were all over. Who do they play?
They played Jersey.
They played Jersey. They were all over him, and it was a Jake Allen stole the show. It's been a week of the goalie stealing the show. But, 1,000 games for him to be there, first overall pick, been through some tough years with all those boys. As he saw a lot of his friends leave, he stayed. He's a big reason why that team isn't just Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, but just the accolades of 1,000 games. It's not easy.
No, and 1,000 games
With
in
one
Edmonton.
team, too.
1,000 games in
in
Edmonton,
Edmonton
too,
with
with
one
those
team.
winters. That's like playing 1,500. Listen, Jake Allen, when he signed that contract with the Devils, whatever it was, 2 years ago, 5-year deal for what I thought was like a low AAV, he could be a number one goalie on a lot of teams. He played great. And I got to give Nugent Hopkins some credit. His interview on TNT was great. Like, he talked about being the first overall pick and the pressure playing in Edmonton, but how he loves it and he braces it. So it was a cool interview. So get a Labatt Blue in your Nuge. You deserve it. For me, boys, I'm dishing to my buddy John Gibson in Detroit. Came a little bit slow. Him and Talbot were kind of splitting the net. Well, they're first in the Atlantic for a reason, first or second between them and Tampa. Gibby is 16-2 since December 1st. Watched him play against the Leafs last night. He made some unbelievable saves. They won in overtime. Good for Gibby. He was a great Anaheim Duck. I love the guy. One of my favorite teammates I played for. Goes to Original Six team. By the way, their uniforms, the whites are just so nasty too. He's playing great. Good for him. Good for CDY. Gibby, get yourself a Labatt Blue. And last but not least here, our boy, friend of the show, 2-time Stanley Cup champ, Alex Killorn, killer. 1,000 games in the National League. Ducks made a cool T-shirt with him, and for his nickname's War Dog or something. It said War Dog on the back. And, War Dog. The War Dog. And listen, obviously he's come to Anaheim and changed the culture there. He played for John Cooper for 11 straight years, won a Calder Cup, 2 Stanley Cups. So, killer fella, get yourself a Labatt Blue. He deserves it. That guy's just a team guy.
pro. Yeah.
He's a team guy.
Harvard grad.
Yeah, he is a Harvard guy too.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Boys, always drink responsibly, but get the pristine Pilsners in ya. Fellas, it's the Luxury Auto Collection Dog of the Week. Whether you want to pull up to the rink in style or roll the course with your boys in a National League Sprinter van, the fellas at Luxury Auto Collection have you covered. Fellas, they don't just sell cars, they sell a lifestyle. Check them out online at luxuryautoccollection.com, and promo curfew gets you free shipping. Our Luxury Auto Collection Dog of the Week is our man, is our boy.
Come on in here, Johnny. Johnny Schlitt. Come on in here, baby. This is the man right here. Come on in, baby. There he is.
Let's go.
Our luxury seat right here, baby. That's our dog. That's our dog. Gosh. Hey, fella.
Hey, buddy.
Jeez, you little beauties. Do I fit in?
I gotta be honest. First thing I thought when I pulled up, what a beautiful piece of property. Second was your fit you had on today, bro.
The hat, the shoes, everything's full. Guys, I knew I had to fit in with you guys. Jeez, you can't hang out with stars and not look like a star.
Hey, last time I saw this beauty, I was coming out of the Wynn Hotel elevator, and boom, and I see that beautiful smile. I'm like, Johnny, is that you, fella? He's like, oh yeah, but I was just at the blackjack table headed for dinner. That I'll see you a little bit later. But I was like, wait,
Run that time, yeah,
you
that
did
was
have
good.
a good run. You did have
Me and my wife were going to see the comedian Sebastian. Yeah, Sebastian. Yeah, what a star. I mean, that guy's great. And you were heading to the UFC fight.
We were, at the Apex.
It was awesome.
First of all, Johnny, man, thanks for having us. Thanks for everything you've done for Missin Curfew. You and your bro Chris have been great partners. Give us a Sprinter van. You're taking great care of us, but just maybe touch on this property for our listeners, or how this came about. Or I mean, this place is what we call National League, which means like superstar fella.
Yeah, it's a special place. We've been in business about 11 years. We do a pretty big business out of here. 100 cars a month.
Yeah.
You see what we're doing. We've been blessed. good support locally. Guys like you, we like to give back to the community and stay involved, and that's just what we do, man. We just buy, sell, trade, and sell them for what they're worth, and move on to the next one.
Yeah.
This is like the business of making babies around here. This is
I'm sure there's been some babies made after a few purchases from here. Yeah.
With that, like you got all these. I was just saying the colors in here, and this, the smell of gas, and it's rich. But like, is there a few in here that you love and that you can never let go, or is it like you're unattached to all these puppies?
You
You've been
know
in the
what,
business for
brother?
so long.
I've been in the business so
long,
I feel like I love them.
Yeah.
I love quite a few of them. But no, we don't get too attached, brother.
Yeah.
This isn't a museum,
Yeah.
They're in and out of here.
It's like it's like you back in the day with your girlfriends. You didn't get too attached to them.
On to the next.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Until one of you gives
I got a game tomorrow. Let's keep it moving.
Until one gets the hook in there, and then you're like,
I do want to say thank you guys so much. It's been a great partnership.
No,
and
dude,
we really
thank
appreciate you guys being in town and stopping by and doing the show here. It's super cool.
Yeah.
And, I know we've had clients walking in and all around while you guys are doing it, and they love it. And, we think the world of you guys, and you guys are doing a good job. We appreciate it.
You're making us look good, but you teed me up. How did you meet this beauty? Was that the friendly confines of Pine Canyon?
Yes, it was. This was the friendly confines.
Was that the train station bar? That's what I would imagine.
We definitely
it was.
met probably over a cocktail.
I'm sure.
The train station.
Yeah, he's a +1 handicap, and I'm a 15. So, of course he wanted to gamble with me because he knew it was going to be easy money. And it's the rest is history. We played quite a bit together. Yeah.
We have.
Listen, you're one of the funnest guys on the golf course, brother. 15 handicap or not. I mean, when I had a jet up Big Canyon, that was a blast. They're still talking about you at the ditch. They love you there, brother. You're pretty much a member.
It was great.
You're a legend at Pine Canyon when you have your own drink. We call it the Schlitty. I'll take a Schlitty.
Yeah.
We have his own drink at Pine Canyon, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Or maybe you're drinking too much. I don't know what it is.
What do we got in that cocktail?
Just Tito's with purple G2 sugar-free Gatorade.
Oh, that's
Love
great.
it.
And then I will tell you,
those?
it's fabulous. It's fabulous. It is.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
I'm waiting for my invite back there for Richardson. I'm starting to think I might have drank a little too much for that one. I think I might have drank
your band.
He's like, geez,
It definitely can happen up there. I do feel like it's a great place.
It is a great place.
It obviously great for you guys to have kids. It's great for kids, but as an adult too, or pretend adult, it's like a paradise for adults too, right? Your kids can do stuff during the day, and then there's lots of stuff for everyone to do.
It's like an adult summer camp up there, and it is fabulous for the kids. I mean, our kids. I mean, there's so much fun to do, and they love it. I mean, they look forward to it. So, and it's nice that they enjoy it. So it's easy for us to enjoy it, kick back, and enjoy some time outside of the office. There's enough grind in life and everything else. It's good to kick back and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I can't imagine your day to day. Like when we're trying to run a podcast here with this is our crew here. I look at this, I'm like, man, you must get a few emails. Right? You must.
Yeah, there's a few things going on around here. Yeah,
I mean, your phone must be ringing right now or something. Like, John,
has
you're right,
been.
man.
I literally answered. Sorry, guys. I'm about to go on a podcast. I'm about to be famous. Shit. Call me back. Call me back. Yeah.
Dude, by the way, John, I didn't even know Flagstaff existed until this guy joined Pine Canyon, because I've always loved this area, right? Updog play. I loved coming here playing the Coyotes, besides where the rink was. But I always thought, man, it's too hot in the summer times, right? And he's like, no, I'm up in Flagstaff where it's 70 every day. And I was like, that exists here?
It was the same thing. I had no idea until the COVID days. COVID hit. Somebody invited me up there, rented a place, and like within a couple months, I was like, honey, we gotta.
What are we doing?
I mean, this is unbelievable. Invited a couple more friends up there to make sure I wasn't being crazy, and next thing you know, we put an offer on. So, it's been fabulous.
Now that I got you here, we Luxury Auto Collection.
Pine Canyon should be paying for this. I'm working on it. Don't worry. I want some free dues, Symmetry.
Hey, I'm over there.
You guys are team guys at Luxury Auto Collection, but when I get the information about I like how you say, you don't need good credit and you don't need any money down. We'll find a way to make a deal happen. But
Absolutely.
I like that about you guys.
You know what?
Because I got bad credit, I got no money to put down. So.
We've got a bunch of great lenders, man. We've got Luxury Lease Partners is one of our big ones. Putnam Leasing. We've got all the banks. All the options. Bank of America. Everybody you can think of, and there's programs for everybody. Everybody thinks, hey, had a bankruptcy, I had a little problem, but I got some cash. You know what I mean? It really is. There's a program for everybody. We can make it fit. I mean, maybe not on a $600,000 car, but something reasonable and whatnot. And we don't really. I mean, you look around here. There's not. There's what we specialize in, nobody, I mean, they're all fabulous, you know. I mean, there's not a bad choice anywhere. So, I mean, you know,
and then
just give us a shot, you know, give us a call, give us an opportunity. Say you saw it here, and, you know, we're gonna do all we can to take care of it.
And Johnny, too, like if there's a car that's not here, you can get that car.
For sure. Right? It just,
guys get you anything you need, fella.
It just changes nonstop. I mean, it's like this Ford GT. We just sourced a Ford GT for another client of ours that was looking for one, and of course we got it for him. He took delivery like 2-3 days ago, and then of course I buy this 2 days later. And it comes right, you know what I mean? And this is, you know, 1.3 million car. It's like, they just come, I mean, I get the calls, brother. We get the inventory. I mean,
What is John? What is right now like the hottest? Well, what's the hottest car? The hottest make? Like, is it our Ferraris still leading the charge?
I think, I mean, they each have their own place. I think that Ferrari and Lamborghini are probably, you know, leading the charge. McLaren, you know, is right in there for sure. It's just two different rides. I always say, I mean, hopefully Lamborghini doesn't get upset or anything, but, you know, I still feel like the fit and finish in a Ferrari is kind of second to none, but I do like the ride, and I like the Lamborghini's definitely got the sound, I mean, they've all got performance, but some of their new product Lamborghini's coming out with is really, really strong. And the Urus SUV truck has been phenomenal for them. I mean, I bet we sell 10 of them a month. Literally.
The Lambo SUV got up there. The map.
Probably got 10 of them back
Dude,
there.
I could fit nicely in there too. It's nice.
You can, and that's another thing. Some of the athletes and whatnot, they can't fit in everything. You know, some basketball, they're tall. You know, they more or less like Bentleys. Some of those they can fit in comfortably. They don't realize it. You know. Baseball boys, they can fit in almost everything. They're lucky. You know, hockey guys, some of you know,
Just the big legs.
That's a nice sound there.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know,
Johnny, did you always have a passion for cars growing up, or is this just something that kind of, you know, that it turned into a business for you, or do you always kind of have passion for?
You know, I didn't really know I had a passion until I got out of college and just ended up in the car business kind of on a fluke and just loved it. Then I realized, you know, there's no 2 days are the same. It's always a hustle. It's like every acquisition is almost like making a bet, right? Betting on your team, because I'm betting that I'm buying it where we can at least turn around and make a reasonable profit or something, right? Yeah. And of course we lose on a lot of cars too. I mean, it's part of the game, but it's that thrill, it's that hunt of the chase. You know what I mean?
And we all know that. We all know that.
You guys
sounds like my hockey betting lately. Sounds like my betting, dude.
It's kind of like that. It's crazy, but I love it. And like I said, once again, we've been blessed, man. It's a great business, and we've done a great job. I think, you know, we've got a good team.
Great team. Yeah. Everyone we've met here has been just unbelievably nice.
The staff's incredible.
They roped off the door for us like a trip back to Club Hollywood back in there.
Just coming through there like, we gotta go through the other door.
Got a table under O'Brien and I'm so ready in there.
So we're headed over to the Barrett Jackson today after this. Is this, you know, I've been there maybe 12, 13 years ago when I played here, but, well, what are we in for? What are we expecting? Are we going to see a lot of classics? So what do they hold?
Man, you're going to, if for one, you're going to have a great time. They're selling on Thursday, they're probably selling $150,000 cars every minute and a half. So that's how many cars are going to be rolling through here.
Jeez.
There would be, I don't know, 20, 30,000 people there. And you're going to see a lot. You're going to see everything. You're going to see classics. You're going to see the classic resto mods that are, you know, all done, you know, modern. You're going to see Ferraris, Bentleys, Rollses. I mean, you're going to see everything.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. We're going to have fun.
Oh,
I heard something about drink tickets and
I think they'll be all right.
Drink tickets.
I'm sure I got
some free drinks.
We had parched.
Yeah, I'm sure I got you guys set up. It is getting kind of the time.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But Johnny, man, I just want to, man, thank you so much for everything you've done for us at Missin Curfew. It's a pleasure to be out here. Can't wait to go catch a buzz with you and check out the show, my man. But seriously, and Brad, thank you for the introduction.
He's the man.
You're a team guy, brother. We appreciate it,
guys. I really appreciate you guys too. Appreciate it very much.
We'll be right back with our guest, Rick Bowness, coming at you next at Missin Curfew. Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Up dog, my man.
One of your favorites?
One of my favorites. I don't know if he would say the same, but we did have a lot of laughs together. I'll tell you one thing: we won a lot of hockey games together. We had some fun in the city of Vancouver, but to see him back where he belongs, behind the bench, I was excited for him. I wanted to have him on this show for a long time, up dog. So without further ado, our boy Rick Bowness, Bonesy, Good to see you, buddy. Welcome back to the NHL, right where you belong, my man.
Yeah, great. Thanks very much. Great to see you two guys as well. So, yeah, it's good to be back. It's fun. Well, you guys know, once you get out of the game, you start to realize how much you miss it.
Yeah.
Right. Coming to the rink early, it's talking to the guys, it's the practices, it's the games, it's the travel, it's everything. But as much as I missed it, I got to tell you, my wife Judy missed it more. And she did, because you know how good she is with all the wives.
Yeah.
So when I said to her, I said, look, we got a chance to go back in and coach, and we can go to Columbus. What do you think? Like, it was like right away. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And for behind every long term, Bonesy, behind every long tenured coach is a good wife, or a good partner behind.
For sure.
You can't do it without them, especially your guys' hours. By the way, I mean, you're at the rink. Like, what time were you at the rink this morning?
About 6:30.
Yeah, 6:30. Making
it's that, and it's that, and the travel, and you get fired, and you move, and you go home, and you tell your family, you're okay, we got to move again. But Judy was great. She just tell the kids, okay, shut up, get in the car, we're moving.
Well, Bonesy, before we get into the hockey stuff, buddy, anytime I get to see you or bump into you, which is very often, I got to ask you about your golf game. I know you won't be teeing up as much now because you got the responsibility of the Blue Jackets, but with that time off, were you out there teeing up a lot? Did the handicap come down? How's the game before you were back into coaching?
It's about the same. I played enough in the summer, so we've got a home in Boca Raton. Nice. So we go down there. We go down there 1st of November. And I joined the local golf course there, and I met a lot of great guys there. So trying to get 3 games a weekend, and it's good. It's just a little unsteady, but I still love getting out there, and I love the walking, and keeps me going. More importantly, I met a really good bunch of guys down there, and we have a lot of fun with it, and that's the most important thing. At this stage, I'm not going to get any rich playing golf. I'm not going near any tour. So let's make sure we have some fun with it.
Bonesy, you're creeping up to that age, though, where like a good round out there with the boys, you're kind of shooting your age. I mean, what's that like?
I know. That's scary. And it's funny, back in Nova Scotia, where we spend the summer, I play with a couple of guys, and they're 73, 74, 75, and they are shooting their age. Wow. So I'm a couple of years away from that. But if that's my goal, to stay with them.
I'm going to have to live a long time to shoot my age. I'm going to have to I'm going to have to take the over to shoot my age, buddy.
Start bumping balls. 86, 87. Just get the eraser.
Take your time getting here.
Yeah.
Bonesy, obviously hockey's first and foremost, but, going to Columbus, I thought you're a big golf guy. I've never played this course. Have you ever played Muirfield Village in Columbus? Have you had the opportunity?
No, I haven't, but I've got a text right away from a good friend of mine who has a good friend who's a member there, who's going to invite me out there at some point. So I'm really looking forward to that. It'll be after the season, whenever that's going to be, but I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. Bonesy, just before we jump into the hockey, buddy, I thought you were great on TNT. I enjoyed tuning in and watching you. Did you enjoy that aspect of it with some time off to get on the panel and talk some hockey? Because you've been around the game for so long, buddy, like the wisdom that you've seen, and you've seen the game change, and You've been around so many eras. Did you like getting on there and breaking it down with the boys?
Yeah, actually I did. And they were great to work with. And their whole thing, let's make sure we have fun. And so you go in there and you try to enjoy it. And it's a great crew to work with, like Biz and Ace, and Liam McHugh does a fantastic job. So I really enjoyed it. They're like I kept telling them, you guys are the TV guys. I'm the coach. Well, I'll give you my perspective. You do the entertainment part of it. But I really enjoyed it. And they were just fantastic to work with. It's a first-class operation. And again, it keeps you around the game a little bit, much like you guys are doing. And when you're on the outside looking in, any part you can do to stay in around the game and involved with the game, it's well worth it. So, no, I did enjoy it.
Yeah, the part of this game that we're in the business now too, of the entertainment part and sharing the stories and breaking down games. Your seat on that panel, you've had some great coaches there. Coop's been on there after the playoffs. When you're breaking down games there and watching other teams, is there a different sort of lens you're looking through? Where you got Biz being the funny guy, you got Ace that's always just up there proper. Hey, it's Ace. And Liam's a professional, but your seat there, are you meant to kind of break down the game and give like a lighter, hard version of it?
I like giving what I see the teams trying to do, and I like to break down the mistakes that are made that you think are, that we see as mistakes. So yeah, I try to break the game down from a coaching perspective. Like my son Ryan, he's assistant general manager for the New York Islanders now, director of player Brazil, and I would go to games with him this last year. So we're looking at two different things. He's looking at players, and I'm looking at systems. Right? So it's like we're looking at two different games because he's focused on each individual player, while I'm just working at see what five guys are trying to do out there, where face-off plays, matchups, things like that a coach looks after. So I thought that was pretty interesting as well. But no, I try to break the game down, try to educate the people a little bit of what they should be looking for. This is what the team's trying to do, and just try to help educate the game a bit.
Yeah, good for Ryan. I know Ryan from the Ontario League. He played in Brampton. I could have told you that he was going to work his way up to something like just always a professional, proper. Kind of the opposite of me, Bonesy. We got along, but we were kind of the opposite, bud.
Well, let me tell you, he's a lot smarter than his father. He went into management. It's a lot safer. He stayed away from coaching.
Yeah.
Bonesy, I don't think I ever had the chance to tell you this, buddy. Obviously, you get traded and you move on. I bump into you around the league. But one thing I kind of took for granted with you in Vancouver was your communication skills, buddy. Obviously, when things were going tough, you would pull me aside and talk me through exactly what, you were thinking. And as my career went on, not a lot of assistant coaches or head coaches do that. So, I just want to say thank you for that. He's got a tag question, but I want to say thank you for that, Bonesy, because you really were, you went out of your way some days to come over and talk to me, and you didn't have to do that. And at that time, I didn't realize how, rare it was in the National League, buddy. So I wanted to say thank you that I got a chance to talk to you.
Well, you're very, very welcome. But, when I got into coaching, I played in an era, man, that used to have a coach coming, you were scared to death, right? There was no communication whatsoever, unless it was bad news. So when I got into coaching, I always said, I'm going to coach the way I wanted to be coached. I want the coach to talk to me. If things aren't going good, talk to me. Things are going well, talk to me. Keep it so there's no secrets, there's no hidden agenda, that everything's on the table, we're up front. Okay, this is what you're doing well, this is not what you're doing well, this is what you got to do more, this is why your minutes are down, this is why your minutes up. Players want to know where they stand. That's the most important thing. Now, when I went to the Boston Bruins, 1991, 92, they hated the fact that I talked to the players all the time, because that wasn't the era, but I didn't care. So I'm going to coach the way I'm going to want to coach. And I'll live with the result now. So I've always tried to do that. Again, you know yourself, I didn't always tell you things you wanted to hear.
No.
Right? Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that's the reality of it. But you'd rather hear it than not know about it. And you're not going to keep everybody happy. But as long as they know where they stand, as long as they know what you're thinking. I've always taken great pride in being open to communication. I've always told you guys, don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I can't fix the problem unless I know what the problem is. So that's where the communication is huge. And that's what I've based my career on. Not that I'm the best coach that ever lived. I'm not. But I've always tried to do it my way. Try to bring caution to the rink every day. And certainly the communication has been a big part of my career.
Yeah, Bonesy, I knew of it right away when I was I went up to Vancouver's camp, and you kind of came over right off the bat and was like, "Hey, how's that O'Brien doing? I miss that guy. How's his golf game?" So I immediately saw that, and I was this was in Dallas, so I apologize. And
Dallas.
Yeah, and I immediately right off the hop was like, this is the guy that Obi mentioned to, and I've seen the clips of you on the bench with Obes. There's some great stuff. And, I often look at that position as that assistant coach and that role as a mentor role. You're breaking sort of bad news to some guys when things aren't going well, and you're trying to help them get through that. But you're also tapping guys on the back as that, when things are going well. And it's good to see that. I guess to tag Obi's question is, you probably just answered it, is you've always coached the same way as an assistant. And then when you get the opportunity to come and fill in, such as now with the head coach, but does it change at all? Because, different teams want different things out of their head coach. You got a good young team now. Are you sticking with what's Rick Bowness has always done with these, with the Blue Jackets?
Absolutely. I like, and then whenever assistant coach or a head coach, that people think you have to change. I never changed. I'm just going to be me. You got to be true to yourself. You got to be honest to yourself. You got to look yourself in the mirror. Okay, this is me. This is who I am. So I never changed when I did get the head coaching positions from the associate or the assistant coaching positions. I didn't change. I just kept the communication open. And I know I didn't coach the forwards in Dallas, but that doesn't mean you can't talk to them.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you can't ask them how they're doing. Can't ask them about their family, things like that. So I've always done it regardless of the title that came with it. And I'm still going to do it. And these guys will probably hear part of me talking to them all the time. But I told this group, I don't back off. I'm just going to keep pushing and get used to it because I'm coming.
No, Bonesy in the morning. I come in. Morning, boys. I know. Morning, hey, Bonesy. How's your night? You get some sleep? I'm like, yeah, I did.
No, that's what you want out of it. I guess what you need out of yourself.
I got my 2 hours.
Yeah. I got a few hours.
You get a couple in, Obes. Yeah, okay. There you go.
Bonesy, one of the things I loved about you too, buddy, was, and I don't know if you still do it or not, but you were running the D in Vancouver, and once a year, we'd go out for, if it was Nashville or whatever, and we'd go out and you had to have one beer. Now, you didn't have to have probably 12 like I did the rest of the night, but you had to have one beer and come and sit down as a group of 6 or 7 or 8 or whatever it was. And I just remember talking to Mitchie and Juice and just being like, that's a little thing, but it goes such a long way. Like, is that still something? Maybe it's not a beer because I know the game's changed, but is that still something you try to do with maybe your decor, your leadership group or something like that?
Yeah, it is. I do try to do that. And again, with you guys, it was always just a D. And then I remember the forwards would complain to me, well, why aren't we? We always have like a couple of guys show up. But no, I try to do that. Listen, as you guys know, the best time of your life are playing in the National Hockey League. Yes. Every day in this league is a blessing, man. And you got to enjoy it. It's a game. Let's have some fun doing it. Doesn't mean you can't go and have a beer and talk about other things after. But I'd have my one and then leave you guys go. Yeah. Who knows? And I don't care where you went. Just show up the next day, ready to go to work, which you all did. But I enjoy that part. Again, that's just part of going and then enjoying the whole thing about the business of the game, the NHL. Try to enjoy it. You can't be on edge all the time. There's times come for that. But if you're going to have some fun, go out and have a beer, talk about things, and then, enjoy the day and get ready to go to work the next day. So, no, I still try to do that. I haven't had a chance yet. Yeah. That is on my to do card here in Columbus.
Yeah, it was fun.
Bonesy, I was going to ask you, you kind of, your position, you took over in Dallas, took over in Winnipeg, you're now coming in, you're helping the Columbus Blue Jackets get through this. And it's a great opportunity, but what's Rick Bowness's I'm looking at your screen there, you got all in. So what's your first message, to a new group when you're coming in and you want everyone just to be relaxed and play the game? It's going to be good. And, what is your first message to like a group of guys like that?
Well, back to this is Dean's sign. I kept it there because that's what it is. It's all in. And listen, last year, honestly, this is the coaching staff that I had. They deserve the coach of the year award. They did a fantastic job. So things got off rails a little bit here. So when I come in, the first thing you do is, and I'm a defensive coach, is you look at the goals against. It's 30th, the penalty killing 29th, the chances against are way up. So my message is right away, you don't score your way into the playoffs. You defend your way. And then the scoring comes from that. Offense from defense is something we talk a lot about. But so my message is, we want to win. We got to commit. You got to learn how to play a 2-1 game. Hopefully you score 4 or 5 goals, but you got to be comfortable playing those games. So we're not there yet. But I'm going to keep pushing that message. You got to defend. You got to think about your net first. And if you do that and you get everyone buying in, you win a lot more games than you lose. And it keeps you in every game. Again, I always tell the guys, I say 2-1 mentality, but I'm trying to score 4, 5, 6 goals too, right? So, but if you have that mentality, you think about your net first, the game just gets a lot easier to play because you're not chasing the game all over the ice. But again, in our league, listen, it's a tough league, as you guys know, to get in the playoffs. 8 out of 16 teams make it, and you've got to defend your way in. And that's been the message, just to try to clean up the play without the puck.
Bonesy, that's another thing I took for granted in Vancouver. Those years we won our division, I was like, we had the Sedins and Louis. I'm like, this is great. Then the rest of my career, besides Nashville, I'm like not sniffing it. So you're right. It's hard to get in the dance. And It's funny, Bones, you've been around for, such a long time and been so great to the game. That's one thing that hasn't changed, right? You got to defend, and the rest will take care of itself, right? Like you said.
It will, but a big part of defense is keep control of the puck. You got it. They don't have it. You're not chasing them. Yeah, we did that. We had one thing we did. We had great teams in Vancouver, right? We had Louis in the net, so we all screwed up. Then there's Louis in the net making save after save. The Twins kept the puck the whole time they were on the ice. So we had good teams. We had a lot of fun with them. But that's, again, you want to keep the puck. It's better than chasing them all over the ice. Just, don't throw it away. Don't force terrible turnovers. That's the big part of playing defense. But again, you defend your way into this league, into the playoffs, and you hope the offense takes care of itself. You try, it's not the 80s where you could go out there and win 7-6 every night. That's gone. You've got to be ready to play those tight checking games.
Yeah, Bonesy, when you got the job, I heard your press conference about how Columbus, was one of the teams or the team that wanted to bring you back. And I'm with you, buddy. I've watched them play a lot over the last year and a half, I guess now, and they got some good pieces. I want to ask you about that decor they have there. Obviously, Werenski, but then you got Provorov and Goody and Severson and the young kid who's a little banged up right now, Mavichuk. And I mean, when you look at that decor, Bonesy, does that get you excited? Does that get the juices flowing? Because when I look at it, it's pretty solid, buddy.
Well, it is. You're absolutely right. And last night, was talking about last night's game. We had a terrible first period, and a lot of it was on our defense because we weren't moving the puck and they weren't being physical, and a lot of it was on them. So that's what we talked about today. But you're right, that we've got enough veterans back there that we should be able to control the defensive zone coverage as well as move the puck a lot better. This Matejchuk kid, I haven't seen him, but they tell me great things about him. So I'm anxious to get him back in the lineup. But as you guys know, man, it all starts with the defense. They got to get back. They got to get the puck, and they got to get in the forwards' hands, and they got to get ready to battle in the corners. And there's a lot of pressure on the defense. This D core should be able to handle it. They're good guys. They work hard, but we just got to get them playing as a unit out there.
Bonesy, I got a funny one for you. I played with this guy's old man, Mike Sillinger, Silly Balls, and I think you might have coached him too. But has that character skipped a generation, like for the way Silly was, or do you see it in young Cole? Because there was only one guy like Mike Sillinger. As you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's 3 guys in this team that I coached their father. Miles Wood and Marchment and Sillinger. Cole's a little quieter than Mike was, for sure, right? But he's a good kid. He's a good player. He pays attention to detail out there. He shoots left. Mike shot right. But he's a really good kid with a good upside. And again, he's another kid. He hasn't been in the playoffs. They've got to learn how hard it is to get in. It's all part of the growing process. And I talked to the 4 young kids here today that haven't been in the playoffs, and they're all first-round picks. And they're all the future of the organization. They got to learn early how hard it is to get in, and Cole's in that group. And he's been great to work with. He's a little quieter than Mike for sure, but he's a good player, and he's a good kid. So Mike, the parents did a good job with him.
Hey, Bonesy, I'm sure you're great at this because your communication skills, which we talked about, are unbelievable. But when it comes to a leadership group and you're coming into a new team, obviously, the captains and assistants, how do you judge the leadership group? The one that's already there, and then maybe you add to it, or you just treat everyone the same, and the leaders will kind of figure it out themselves, so to speak?
A little bit of both. The first day I came in, Dino Waddell, the GM, brought in the leadership group with me. And now then I watch. And then who's, yourself, the leaders come out one way or the other. But the guys that are in that group have they do a good job. There's no need to switch it up. There's no need to add it. They're the veterans, and we're counting on them to lead the fight and drag us into the fight and get us into that next level. But you also notice there's guys that could be in that group, so you take a little extra time with them and try to push them a little bit to be a little bit more vocal, or in practice and games on the bench. So when you see that, and just because they're not in that leadership group, some guys, as you know, the players don't feel they have a right to speak up or say things at the different times. But those are the guys that I will quietly go to and say, I need to hear your voice. Yeah. You played the game hard. You played it the right way. You've got to respect your teammates. That's leadership right there. Once you get the respect of your teammates and you're doing all the right things, you have the right to speak up, regardless if you're in that leadership group or not.
Yeah, well said.
Bonesy, I had a little cup of coffee in Columbus from a trade deadline.
Spilt half the cup.
Spilt the cup. I actually played pretty good there, and I was under Scotty Arneal, actually. But what I missed there, and I really didn't get to dive into, is just how good the city is for the players and the neighborhoods they live in, coming to the rink, the practice rink being right there, and just a tight community. And often some teams miss that, where they all live in different areas and whatnot. But what do you see so far in the city of Columbus that, can really be an advantage for these players when they understand just how good, the city of Columbus is for being a pro athlete there and playing on their team?
Yeah, I'm with you. Every time I come in here for the last 25 years, I've always loved coming to Columbus. There's always a great atmosphere in this rink. It's a great setup, as you know. And then you talk to the players that have been in and out, and Arnie's obviously a friend of mine. You talk to the guys that have actually lived here. And they all love it. I've never talk to one player that has been here and left that didn't enjoy living here. The quality of life is exceptional here. In fact, my oldest son, Ricky, wasn't a hockey player, but he worked from the media relations department for a few years here, and he spoke so highly of the city. But again, every player you talk to, as you guys know, what's it like playing in Columbus? They love it. What I really like, I noticed the other day, was the travel. Right? Yeah. We went to Pittsburgh. The flight was shorter than the drive into the city from the airport. Right? Not used to that where I've been. Yeah. So the travel, everything is so nice and compact. But again, the players love playing here. It's a great city. It's a great environment. And again, if I was going to come back under retirement, I wanted to go to the right place. I wanted to go to a good city, wanted to work with good people and a team that has a chance to win. And that, that covers them all right here.
I used to like to go to that Eddie George's sports bar there on campus. I wonder if that's still kicking around.
It is.
I wonder if I go over there for a couple.
Found that one yet.
There's a Vince Steakhouse not too far from the one little steakhouse that you could walk to from downtown.
Hyde Park.
Yeah,
Hyde Park.
Right. Hyde Park.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, Bonesy, you're so right about the travel though, buddy. And I'll go back to our Vancouver days again. And remember we got picked up Mats in January and he came from Toronto where he was used to the short flights. Like I think that was the hardest thing on him. So for you going the other way now, that's a check in the box that you won't be flying all over, North America here.
And the rest of the season, it's all on the eastern seaboard, right? It's all the East Coast. So no time zones, right? Yeah. Playing in Winnipeg, you're changing time zones. Vancouver, every road trip other than going to California, was a changed in time zone, hours and hours on the plane. So I'm really looking forward to the travel here. Philly's 45 minutes, New York's half an hour. I'm looking forward to that part of it, not being on a plane for 2-3 hours at a time, changing time zones. So it's a great location.
Yeah, Bones, getting back to your hockey club, another thing that, when I watch them or intrigue me to watch them, what I like about their hockey club, and I get the game's changed, but in my mind, team toughness is always something that I think if you have, it's a benefit to you. And you got Olivier, who could be, he's probably the champ right now, but you got Goody, then you got Miles Wood, Marchman, Coyle, you got a group of guys in there. I'm not saying you're going to turn it into a goon fest, but is that something you look at as an old school guy and been around a long time that we can play the game any way these guys want to play it?
Well, exactly. And you got to have the physical players, and you got to have the players on the bench that the opposition respects. That we're not going to start running around out here. We'll have to pay the price. But did you guys see that fight with Reeves and Olivier a couple weeks ago?
Man.
Wow. That's from the 70s, man. That's haymaker after haymaker. It was unreal. And he's a good player. Well, he backs it up, and he can throw them with the best of them. So they know he's on the ice, but he's a good player. Knows how to play the game the right way. But we've got enough toughness. And as I always say, man, they come after one of us, they come after all of us. And when I see a scrum, I want every one of our guys in that scrum. I don't want to see some guys hanging on the outside, looking in, get in the middle of it. And you fight as a team. You're in every battle as a team, and you make sure you're sticking up for each other. Nobody's ever going to go on the ice there worrying about their back. We'll always have their back.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I guess we fired up both.
Yeah, well,
I got me fired up.
And also, you don't have to worry about the guys not playing hard. You got those guys.
Well, your skilled guys too can get out there, and you're like a Fantelli or whoever, like Sillinger.
Like me, I can get out there and pitchfork a few guys.
I'm talking be playing like he's 6'4", Bonesy.
I got away with it, Bones.
The league has changed. It's not nearly as much fighting. There's not. So who's going to scare you out there, right? Yeah. Everybody plays the game hard. You play the game the right way. You get in some faces every now and then. You get some little scrums going every now and then, but that's all playing the game. Like, as you know, you can't play this game without passion. You just can't. And if you want to be at your best, the passion has got to drive you. And usually the passion, when you get in the heated by the moments and you get into those scrums, it's, sometimes it gets a little pushy and shovey. But again, the fighting in the league is way down. And never be afraid to get into those scrums, because I don't think you have too much to worry about today. But you do if you don't get in there as a team, as a pack. And we have that here.
Bonesy, you've been around the game a long time, and we were just talking about you going up to Pittsburgh. I can't help but just watch this guy's games. Like Sidney Crosby right now, who, he's a month away from going back to the Olympics. At his age, just, you've seen generations of hockey. Like, is there something about him, his youthfulness that he still has to his game, and the way he's playing the game, and the way like the young kids look at him when he's on the ice? What about him, do you see that compares him to the greats, and that, he's still going at this age, as a top guy in the league?
We just talked about it. Passion, man. This guy is full of passion every shift. So he lives on the same lake I live in Nova Scotia. So I see him, during the summer. So he's got this nice little place in the cove, but in the front yard is one of those little rinks with the plastic ice that they have. So he's out there in July working on his skills. So he works at it all the time. You go talk to him about hockey. Now, you guys know, you talk to a lot of these kids today, they would have no idea who Guy Lafleur was, or all those older guys. Like, Sid knows every player, every great player that's ever been in this league. He knows the history of our league. He respects the tradition of the game. He respects the history of the league. He's all hockey. He's talking about all in. He's all in hockey every day. But it's his drive. And it's those elite guys, man. They're driven. They don't want to be average. They want to be the best out there every shift. And Sid has always had that, and he continues to have it. And that's why he's still such a strong, effective leader and player on the ice at his age. He doesn't look like he slowed down at all.
No.
I talked to him after the game in Pittsburgh. We won in the shootout, and he complimented our team, the pressure we put on them and how hard it was we made them play. But of course, he ends up with a goal and an assist. So, no, he's driven. He's one of the all-time best. He's a certain Hall of Famer in the first ballot. He deserves everything he gets. And you know what? The best thing about him, like all these accolades and everything that you talk about, that doesn't affect him one bit. No. That's noise to him, right? He just wants to play the game. The rest of it is all part of playing the game. He just wants to play the game as hard as he can, as well as he can. The rest is just noise to him, but that's what I love about him.
Yeah, he's just a hockey player, right? And doesn't take a night. I don't know if I've ever returned to a game and I haven't seen Sid giving everything he had, right? That's to like.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. And thousands of interviews, he's never said the wrong thing. He knows the right thing to say, right? He's never put himself in this. It's like Gretz. Yeah, Gretz was the same way. Kids like that, like they know what to say at the right time. They don't put the spotlight on themselves with saying the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Bones, you can't say the same thing about me, can you?
Oh, OB, you were fun. You made my life interesting, I got to tell you. But it was fun.
We had a lot of fun, Bones. We had a lot of laughs. But Bones, before we let you go here, I want to ask you about one of your young players that first time I seen him play was the World Juniors. He's University of Michigan, Adam Fantelli. Like I said, you've been around a long time. When you come in and see a young guy with this much talent, well, what have you got from him early on? I know you only been there for a week or whatever. It's been 10 days, but what do you got from this kid so far on and off the ice?
A highly skilled kid, good kid, coachable. He's just going to keep getting better. Like, again, these guys got to learn how to win. That's the biggest thing for all the young players coming into our league. They've got to learn what it takes to win. So are the skills there? Absolutely. The attitude, the work ethic, to compete, that's all there. It's just that they all have to learn how to win. He's been a real treat to play with. He's a great kid, an excellent player, but his best years are coming. And he's going to have a great career. But I've heard a lot of good things about him. Sometimes you hear those things and you come to a team, you say, no, he's not the same thing. That's what I've heard about. He's living up to his reputation for me.
Bolsey, last one for me, buddy. Obviously, when you come into a team in training camp and you have your expectations for the year and your goals and this and that, and listen, I'm looking at the Eastern Conference. You guys are right there again. Do you have expectations for the rest of the year, or just day to day trying to bring your culture to it? What's your message to your players, halfway through the year here, or almost, 50 games in, I guess?
Now, stay in the moment, stay in the day. We can't look ahead. Listen. Ottawa came in last night. We're both sitting there at 51 points. Now they win there 53. So there's another team we've got to chase to get in. So you can't look too far ahead. All our focus right now and today and tomorrow, we got to worry about Dallas Stars. They're a great hockey club, having a great year. You just can't afford to take your eye off of what has to be done right now. Now, as coaches, you look ahead and everything, but in terms of dealing with the players, it's all about what we're doing today. It's all about what we're doing tomorrow to get ready to play Dallas, and then we'll deal with the Tampa Bay after that. But you just can't afford to take your foot off the gas. You can't afford to take your eyes off what has to be done today.
Yeah. Well, Bonesy, buddy, it's good to have you back. And like I said, buddy, thanks for our 2 years in Van. I look back. We won our divisions both those years. We had some up and downs, but we had a lot of laughs, buddy, and you made it fun to come to the rink. So thank you for taking the time. We appreciate it. We're pulling for you, buddy. And like you said, enjoy every day in the National League. It's the best league in the world, my man.
Absolutely, man. Pleasure talking to you guys. So enjoy your time.
Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Updog, my man. Thanks to Bonesy, Rick Bowness. Good guy.
Great guy.
So you had him on your PTO for the Dallas?
I had him, yeah. Well, we should have asked him. Should I have made that team, Bonesy?
You should have. I know I was following you. You shouldn't have got sent down, or they shouldn't have got released when you did. You were the best player on the ice in Colorado.
It wasn't because I didn't have the blessing from him. That's for sure.
I still think the reason you didn't make it is because you rinsed Sagan and been on the golf course. I think they were
and Pav, actually.
Yeah, and Pav. I think
Pav's got me now, but
they're like we can't. Hey, Jim Neal, get this up going.
This guy just took $100 off Sags, $200 off Ben, and he beat Pav. We can't have this.
Get this guy out of here,
or
man.
Should we? We should have a good golf squad.
Yeah.
Listen, it was a quick taste, but to to back up everything you said, there's been assistant coaches in my career. I look down the list of them, Kirk Muller, it's the one that stands out. He's a guy that obviously left a good impression on you, left a good impression on all his players. And that's why he's still coaching the game. It's not just because, he wants to, and he's still got the love and the drive to be there at the rink every day and to help these kids. It's because he is who he is, and that's, people see that. The hockey world sees it, and he's been great on TNT, but he's better behind the bench. So, we're pulling for him here at Missin Curfew, and we got to get a golf game with him.
Yeah, good style too. Bonesy always had good suits. In Vancouver, like, Bonesy, you look sharp. His hair was slicked back a little bit, flowing. I'm like, you look good.
You can't last 2,000 something.
25 years.
Yeah, dude, you can't do 2,400 games without, looking sharp.
And the one thing since we were going to have Bones back on, how it is, you start thinking about back in the, time you played for a guy. And I was thinking back, like, we had more ups and downs. We joke about that, but we won our divisions and stuff. But anytime he, I wasn't playing or this and that, it was never about me as a guy or what I was doing away from it. It was always about my play. Hey, you're taking too many penalties. Hey, you're not moving the puck quick enough. Hey, you're turning it back too much. Hey, you've been -7 in the last fucking 7 games. Like it was never like, hey, are you partying too much? Or like, yeah. I think he probably just knew I was. But anyways, he just made it about my game.
Yeah. Yeah. And
we were winning.
It's like, but by the way, we're all adults, even when we play. Like sometimes you need to hear it like real, but if like, you're going out too much and the next day you're slow feet, you're not in lanes, you're fucking huffing and puffing like that. You can't do that. So that's on us. He can maybe get away with just saying, hey, by the way, you're not moving your feet.
Yeah.
I know you're pinned.
Yeah.
But you're not moving your feet. So maybe don't get so pinned.
Yeah. It's funny. We should ask him about the practice back. It was in Columbus of all places. 2010 after the Olympic break, no AV. AV had something like a family or something, whatever. AV wasn't back yet, and Bonesy was running practice. You want to talk about huffing and puffing? I think he even came over to me. He's like, "You gonna make it?" Well, I'm like, "Fuck, Bonesy, I don't know. Let's slow the pace down a little bit." But, he's a good dude. He's good for the game. And like I said, we won a lot of hockey games under him and AV in Vancouver. So, Bonesy, thank you. Updog, always a pleasure snapping around with you. Thank you to Hall Pass Media, Kyle, Casey, Conway, Max, the Ice Pick Pickup. That was Missin Curfew, fellas.